Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to session number 32 of Organizational Theory and Design course. And today is our last session on the topic of change and innovation, which we have discussed in some detail. We have talked about many types of changes. We have discussed the incremental changes, the radical changes, the various tools and instruments which are there in the implementation of change, like total quality management, re-engineering. We did not go into the details, but we touched a few basic concepts of the tools and mechanisms which are used to carry out the process of change. And we also talked about innovation, and we described some of the differences between change and innovation. In today's session, the concluding session on the topic of change, we will talk about various strategies which are required to implement the change, and also various requirements of change. I mean, we have already discussed that change is a continuous phenomenon. We cannot escape it. Whether it is slow change, whether it is fast change, whether it is a continuous static change, change is the order of the day. So, if we can't avoid change, then we need to be prepared to face it. And in today's environment of globalization, and in today's environment of pressures on the businesses to restructure, to downsize, to reconsider their strategies, to reconsider their operations, to reconsider the changing demands of consumers and changing demands of the distribution channels, all these things are a part of the change process. Therefore, the importance of the ways and importance of the skills required to control this process of change are of paramount importance. Therefore, we will today discuss the role of leadership in the process of change. Because without the commitment of leaders, without the commitment of the top managers of an organization, the process of change will not be initiated. It might be initiated from lower levels, but it will not be accepted, and it will not have the support of top management. And if the change initiative is not supported by top management, then it will die out. Because middle management may also become the change champions, or the idea champions, or the innovation champions, but if the commitment of the leaders and commitment of the top managers is not there, then all the efforts of other people will go wasted in implementing any change in the organization. So we will see what are those traits or what are those leadership qualities which are required for a top manager or for our organizational leader to qualify as a change agent or as a change precursor. The first thing which is required from the top management, from the leaders, to understand the process of change is that those leaders or those managers who understand their environment will be better able to understand and implement the process of change. If the top management does not understand the environment, then they will react too slowly, then their response time will be too long, because a lot of time will be wasted in taking decisions. A lot of time will be wasted in internal conflicts, because if the environment is not understood, then it is bound to create repercussions inside the organization. Conflicts होंगी अगर consumers की demands, consumers के taste को company टाइम पे नहीं समझती, टाइम पे उनके मुताबिक प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस अपनी लेके नहीं आती, then obviously the company will face problems. So therefore, the first thing which is demanded from a leader is that he or she should be able to understand the environment. And when we say able to understand the environment, the most important thing in that statement is that they should be able to pick and understand the subtle signals coming from the environment. एक तो है environment की drastic change, which everybody understands. And when everybody understands something, then it loses its value of giving us any competitive advantage. अगर सबके पास एक चीज है, एक knowledge है, या एक product है, या एक service है, या एक capability है, तो फिर competitively nobody will stand out. So those leaders who can understand the environment from the very subtle signals given sometimes by the consumers, given sometimes by the media, given sometimes from the technology journals, from the scientific journals, from the consumer behavior journals, from the journal trends, from the moves of the competitors, all these things, if the top managers have an active, keen eye on the environment, then they will be able to pick the coming changes from that environment. So once the change has arrived, then reacting to it will only make the organization and the leaders reactive. Reactiveness is obviously a much less potent quality than being proactive. So proactiveness is if something is understood before it happens. And that can only happen if the leaders have the capacity to formulate configurations, patterns in their minds, through their experience, through their passion, through their knowledge, so that when the time arrives, they are already prepared to tackle it. Second thing, which is very closely related with the first phenomena, in which we said that the leaders should be able to pick the subtle signals coming from their environment. And we also mentioned that this will only happen if the leaders have an active interest in the running of their company in terms of futuristic vision, if they spend time thinking about their company, thinking about the future of their company, thinking about the relationship between their company and the environment, because as a student of theory and design, always remember one thing, that the ultimate objective of any organization, the ultimate objective of any top management is to create a fit between external environment and the internal environment of the company. And this we have seen in so many forms. When we were discussing the mechanistic and organic designs, there we saw that mechanistic design will be more suitable in stable environments, organic design will be more suitable in turbulent environments. So what it really means is that if the environment is organic, then the organizational internal environment has to be organic to cope with that uncertainty which is posed by the organicness of the environment. Similarly, if the environment is not organic but is stable, then the company will also counter that environment by having an internal environment which is mechanistic or stable. और यही चीज हमने departmental technologies में देखी. When we were talking about the routine and non-routine departmental technologies, then we saw that all those departments where the technology is routine need a mechanistic design. Whereas in departments like R&D, where the technology is non-routine, the design of the department has got to be organic. So ये चीजें हम पहले भी ये link between internal and external environment of the company, we have discussed these issues already. But just to remind you here, the main focus and the main striving force behind the top management is to create a fit between the two environments. अब ये fit create करने के लिए leaders have got to have some vision. They got to be intuitive. How will they become visionary and how will they become intuitive is again through their experience, through their knowledge, through their passion, through their commitment for that company, through their commitment for their own company, for their own people, through their commitment for taking their company to a position where the environmental changes and the environmental alterations, they will affect the company, but the company is prepared to tackle those. एक ऐसी situation तो create नहीं हो सकती where a company can say that I have conquered my environment forever, because no environment will remain the same forever. Any environment, no matter how stable and secure and comfortable it looks today, might change drastically tomorrow, because events happen which sometimes we can foresee, sometimes we cannot foresee. Events like 9/11, or events like an earthquake, a major earthquake hitting China recently, for example. ये events आप foresee नहीं कर सकते. Therefore, environment में हमेशा कुछ ऐसे element रहेंगे which will not be foreseeable. Therefore, the company needs to be flexible to face those issues. और ये depend करेगा on the industrial sectors. जो तो in companies traveling में, tourism में हैं, they have different challenges in the environment which they need to understand and which they need to address. Companies working in insurance, health, and other service sectors, they have their own challenges to understand and cope with the environment. Therefore, wherever the company is, the leader needs to have a vision in his mind, needs to have a futuristic vision in his mind, where he wants to take his company. And if he can create a future for the employees, ये चीज़ भी हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं when we were discussing, we briefly discussed visionary leadership, and we talked in that visionary leadership is not in fact daydreaming about the future. It is concerned with future, because the leader has a vision about, a very clear vision about the future, not just a flash coming into his mind. It can come as a flash, but it is very detailed, and it is so detailed that the leaders can actually create that future for their employees, if they are good, and a visionary leader has to be good in communication. So if they can communicate their vision to the employees, they are creating a future for their employees. And when they are creating a future for their employees, they are preparing them for change. So if they don't create a future for their employees, if they just say that, or they don't even say that, and they computerize the whole of the company without telling people why we are doing it, though in their mind the top management knows that it is imperative for us to have computer systems, because otherwise we will be phased out. But if they have not conveyed this vision to their people, if they have not created a future for their people, then it will be very hard for top management to take the support and sympathies of their employees. And without the support, without the sympathies, and without the loyalty and commitment of the employees, company cannot function. So the visionary part of the leadership and the intuitiveness of the leader is required to understand and anticipate and preempt the process of change. Another quality which the leaders need to have when they are coping with change is that they can motivate and provide direction and guidance to their employees. Again, this third quality is directly coming from the first two which we have described, that if the leaders can understand subtle signals from the environment, if they can have their visions and their intuitions, and through their art of communication, if they can convey those visions, convey those intuitions to their employees, and can also motivate them. You can convey your vision to a bunch of people without motivating them. You can talk with them for hours without motivating them. When will the employees be motivated? When their values or when their interests coincides with the interests of the company. If the company is demanding from the employees to work for 12 hours a day, that is a huge demand. And they're suddenly told that from tomorrow on you will be working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. There was very slight increase in your salary. Do you think the employees will get motivated? And even if they are given the reasons that the the company is going to computerize and that the company needs personnel to spend time on computers, to get trained on computers. Therefore, everybody is supposed to spend 4 or 5 extra hours. And this will help you in the long run because after 2 years you might get a raise. Nobody is going to get motivated by this strategy. So leaders need to devise short-term, medium-term, as well as long-term motivational strategies for their employees so that they remain motivated for the process of the change, not only in the long run, but also in the short run. Because if they lose their motivation in the short run, then the process of change will again halt. Then the change resistors, which we will discuss in this session, they will start surfacing. So motivate karna logon ko through the vision and through the intuition of the top management, preparing them for the process of change, providing them direction, giving them guidance, because direction or guidance देने से भी लोग motivate हो जाते हैं. आपको याद होगा when we started this course, our first major topic after the discussion on the design elements was strategic management. And in the strategic management, we discussed the role of goals and objectives. And there we discussed that goals and objectives are not only milestones which the company achieves, but they are the guidelines. They are the direction for the people. They provide them the path and the direction, and it provides a destination for them. जब आपके सामने एक destination आ जाती, then you form your own paths. And therefore, a destination will motivate you, because if you can't see anything till far ahead, then the motivation level will naturally drop. But if you know that this is my goal, this is where I have to reach, and when I reach there, I will get rewarded. When I reach there, I will get incentives. When I reach there, I will be promoted. My company will start respecting me more. My company will give me additional responsibilities. My job will be enlarged. My job responsibilities will be enhanced. ये destination की वजह है जिसकी वजह से ये सारी की सारी motivational drivers हमारे mind के activate हो जाते हैं. Therefore, the presence of a goal or presence of an objective motivates people, and it is the role of the top management that through goals and objectives they motivate their people. And the same is true not only for strategy making, but for implementing any change initiative. Because if the top management has been able to give people objectives and goals which are realistic, which are achievable, which are specific, and which are SMART goals, in that case, the top management has given first incentive, and the first incentive is that objective or that goal. जिसको पूरा करने के बाद, the employees will then have their own rewards or incentives, and further, not only extrinsic rewards, but intrinsic satisfaction of being part of a change process, intrinsic satisfaction of having learned something new, intrinsic satisfaction of being able to cope with the present technology. All these things motivate people, because this is knowledge, and knowledge is power. If they are getting external rewards, if they are getting internal rewards, then there is no reason why their motivational levels will not be increased. So that is also another responsibility of the leaders, through which they motivate their people and they give them direction and they give them pathways. Another quality or another requirement from the top managers or the leaders is that those leaders will be effective change agents or effective. I don't want to call leaders as change agents, because to me, change agent can be anyone in the organization. But usually the ideas are coming from below and the middle management, and the role of the top management is to monitor and to manage this process of change. So for good top managers, for good change managers, we have discussed 2 or 3 qualities, and the fourth one is that those who can adjust with the notion of continuous change. And continuous change, let me explain it a little bit in detail. We have already seen that change के अलावा कोई हमारे पास रास्ता नहीं. We cannot avoid change. That is the static change which is continuously occurring around us. Sometimes this static change is punctured by rapid changes. So on the average, we are facing this wind or this sea of change continuously around us. Whether we feel it or we don't feel it is something else. That depends on us. Now, ये जो फिक्रा मैंने बोला, those who can adjust with the notion of continuous change means that those leaders who are prepared for continuous improvement. Continuous improvement is an important total quality management concept. TQ tool है basically. Continuous improvement की जरूरत ही इसलिए पड़ती है because things are changing continuously. For example, एक फैक्ट्री में प्लांट है and the plant is producing a given number of units. A given number of people are working on that plant and things are production system is moving smoothly. Now the people who are running that system, the production manager, the directors, the top management, if they keep on letting that plant run, what will happen is slowly the production capacity of that plant will start falling. Because don't forget that anything which we use, any physical asset which we are using, is depreciating. Whether it is a machinery or whether it is a vehicle or whether it is a plant or whether it is a computer or any physical asset, उसकी एक खास life है. A plant might have a life of maybe 20 years or 50 years, but it has a life. जैसे जैसे time गुजरता जाएगा, that life is decreasing. The efficiency of the plant is decreasing. There is a process of wear and tear going on in the various parts of that plant and the various machineries of that plant. वो wear and tear का process continuously चल रहा है. वो efficiency जो plant की production की कम हो रही है, वो continuously कम हो रही. जिस तरह एक आदमी जब grow करता है age में, no doubt that he becomes more productive, but at the same time, his physical capacities or his physical modalities start deteriorating, and with age they become more and more less effective. इसी तरह से वो भी physical asset जो है वो depreciate होगा. Now, if the top management or the people who are running that plant, if they are not prepared to understand this silent change occurring in that plant, then what will happen one day is that the plant will get worn and torn out to the point that some of its parts will break down. Now, when that will happen, it can cause a minor problem which can be fixed in half an hour, 1 hour, फिर काम चलता रहेगा. Maybe after a week it will happen again, and maybe after 2 weeks a major breakdown will occur. So अब problem is now not only major in terms of its magnitude, but it is acute क्योंकि आपका काम बंद हो गया. The lifeblood of a company is its process of converting input into output. वो बंद हो गया. जब वो बंद हो गया तो आपके प्रोडक्ट सर्विसेज बाहर आने बंद हो गए, आपकी रेवेन्यू स्लैश हो रही है, and your people are out of job, your production people are laid off, there's a mess in the company. But if the management had acknowledged the silent changes occurring in the plant by counteracting, by taking some steps to continuously improve the performance of the plant, वो steps कुछ भी हो सकते हैं. लोगों की improve skills देना, training, plant की ज़्यादा repair and maintenance, plant की ज़्यादा overhauling, plant की upkeep के तरीक़ाकार बेहतर करने. अगर ये चीज़ें, these are continuous improvements, and continuously thinking how to minimize the cost, how to minimize the wear and tear of the plant. ये अगर साथ साथ में employees की suggestion से, top management की involvement से, ये continuous improvement का process is become a part of the culture of the company, then and only then we can say that we have leaders in a company who understand the notion of continuous change. और ये सिर्फ प्लांट तक नहीं, exactly the same applies to human beings. They don't get depreciated, but they can get stale. एक जॉब पे वो पहुंच गए, मैनेजर बन गए, उसके बाद they start, they know that we are getting a good package, good salary. वहां पे आके उनका इंटरेस्ट जरा फ्लैट हो गया. अब उनको फर्दर मोटिवेट करना भी टॉप मैनेजमेंट का काम, which means continuously improving their employees. Continuously improving their employees by giving them trainings, by giving them skills, by keeping them updated with the environment, by giving them respect, understanding their problems, by giving them incentives. So there are many, many ways in which the continuous changes occurring in human beings, in organizational people, can be understood from the notion of continuously improving them. इसी तरह आपकी कंपनी के सिस्टम्स, जो चीज बन गई एक दफा वो फाइनल तो कुछ भी नहीं. Nothing is final. Everything has a room for improvement, because if a system is developed by 5 people and they think it is a perfect system, and 2 more people examine that system, they might come up with 5 more suggestions to improve it. 10 और लोग देखेंगे, वो शायद 4 suggestions और दे दें इसको improve करने के लिए. So there is no end. That is why the concept of continuous improvement is so much congruent with real life. कि जैसे real life में हम ये कहते हैं कि किसी भी चीज की हकीकत क्या है, we don't know. Perception, जिसको हम perception बोलते हैं, कि आपकी perception ये कुछ हो सकती है, इंसाफ की परसेप्शन कुछ हो सकती है, मेरी परसेप्शन कुछ हो सकती है. अब हकीकत क्या है? ये हकीकत तो फिर वही है जो आज तक इस इशू पे लोगों ने कहा और कहेंगे, तो ये तो nobody knows. Therefore there is a continuous room for improvement in anything which we do. जो मैनेजर्स, जो लीडर्स इस पॉइंट को समझ जाते हैं, इस पॉइंट को अपनी स्पिरिट और अपने माइंड में उतार लेते हैं, अपनी वैल्यू बना लेते हैं, those are the people who are fit for acting as leaders of change, because they will take care of this process of continuous improvement. इसके एक तो ये कि चेंज प्रोसेस, जो कंटिन्यूस चेंज प्रोसेस है वो मैनेज होता रहेगा. दूसरा ये है कि बिकॉज ऑफ कंटिन्यूसली इंप्रूविंग योर पीपल, योर सिस्टम्स, योर मशीनरीज, योर एनवायरमेंट, your product, your service, your relationship with stakeholders, when you are continuously improving them, you are acting proactively and you are avoiding sudden breakdowns, you are avoiding emergencies, you are avoiding catastrophes. ये important है. This concept is important. It looks very trivial, and it is trivial, because ये जो continuous improvement है, ये कोई बहुत बड़ी बड़ी चीजों में नहीं कि आपने आज सजेस्ट किया कि हम अपने लोगों को ट्रेनिंग के लिए ऑस्ट्रेलिया भेज दें, परसों आपने सजेस्ट किया कि हम प्लांट ही नया खरीद लें, फिर उसके अगले दिन आपने कहा कि हम अपने सारे डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन चैनल खरीद लें. इस तरह की कंटिन्यूस चेंज ये नहीं है, बिकॉज दिस कंटिन्यूस चेंज इज सो एक्सपेंसिव एंड सो इन्वेस्टमेंट इंटेंसिव दैट नो कंपनी कैन कैरी ऑन making these changes. The changes which I am talking about are those small little changes which make difference. वो कहते हैं that the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is just that little bit of extra. आप ओलंपिक, आई एम श्योर आपने देखी होंगी, रेसेस, साइकिल रेसेस, मैराथन्स, 100 मीटर, 400 मीटर, कितना डिफरेंस होता है गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट में और जो 4th पोजीशन में होता है. 4th पोजीशन मीन्स इनको कोई मेडल नहीं मिलता. कितना डिफरेंस होता है? फ्रैक्शन ऑफ ए सेकेंड, हाफ सेकेंड. So that fraction of a second and half second difference means an Olympic medal or no medal at all. And look at the amount of preparation which the other people have also done. But those who come on the medal table are just fractionally very, very minutely better than the rest, and that minute betterness is what creates excellence. Otherwise तो हम सारे बोल भी सकते हैं, चल भी सकते हैं, बात भी कर लेते हैं, कम्युनिकेट भी कर लेते हैं, पढ़ भी लेते हैं, अपने सारे काम चला लेते हैं, लेकिन हम में से जिन लोगों के पास वो एक्स्ट्रा स्किल्स हैं जो उन्होंने कंटिन्यूअसली इंप्रूव करके अपने आप को हासिल की हैं, दोज पीपल स्टैंड आउट. तो बिल्कुल इसे ऐसे ही कंपनीज में दोज कंपनीज विच स्ट्राइव फॉर कंटिन्यूअस इंप्रूवमेंट इन ऑल व्हाट दे डू are the ones which take care of not only the continuous change but also avoid major breakdowns and major problems, foreseeable problems जो होती हैं. unforeseen problems को तो कोई भी foresee नहीं कर सकता. But if your psyche is such, you might have contingency plans for breakdowns, for maybe unforeseeable things, and who knows that one or two of your plans can work in case of a major emergency. But you will only be there if you have done that hard work of continuously improving and continuously thinking about how to improve, and putting this philosophy of continuous improvement in the minds of your employees. So that is the job of leadership. Also, those leaders will succeed in implementing change who understand that change creates stress, and change creates stress for them, and change creates stress for others. ये नहीं कि आप अपने ऑफिस में बैठे and you are issuing orders and you are constantly asking people to change, या आप आज ये करें, कल वो करें, परसों ये करें, कोई किसी को समझ नहीं आ रही मेरा रोल क्या है, मैं कहाँ जा रहा हूँ, 6 महीने बाद क्या होगा. That will create stress. So change has to be managed in such a way that it does not create stress. और चेंज को मैनेज करने का वो तरीका जिससे स्ट्रेस क्रिएट ना हो, वो एक ही, एंड दैट इज टू बिकम प्रोएक्टिव. दैट इज टू बिकम प्रोएक्टिव टू द एक्सटेंट कि आप अपनी आज को कंटिन्यूअसली इंप्रूव करते रहें, तो आपका आने वाला कल आपके आज से बेहतर होता जाए. और इस नोशन को, इस फिनोमेना को, stress, managing stress, because we cannot avoid stress. Stress तो हमारे पास हम हर एक के ऊपर होता है. डिग्रीज वेरी करती हैं, और वो डिग्रीज वेरी इसलिए करती हैं, largely people think and people say that these degrees of stress which we take depend on our personality, which is true to some extent, but then our personality is the one which has created situations around us which are giving us stress. So वो क्या है, किस तरह से हम इनको कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, इसके लिए आई विल गिव यू द एग्जांपल ऑफ स्ट्रेस और टाइम मैनेजमेंट जिसको कहा जाता है आजकल. आपने अपने टाइम को कैसे मैनेज करना है, मीन्स हाउ यू मैनेज योर लाइफ बेसिकली. आई वोंट कॉल इट टाइम मैनेजमेंट, बिकॉज टाइम मैनेजमेंट से जो नोशन सामने आती है, इट इज लाइक स्केड्यूलिंग और कीपिंग डायरीज एंड मेकिंग अ चेकलिस्ट एंड देन टिकिंग दैट दिस इज डन, दिस इज not done. ये स्टैटिक तरीका है टाइम मैनेजमेंट का. What I am going to describe to you is more dynamic way of managing your time so that stress ना आए आपके ऊपर. इसमें we have to identify that there are many things in our life which are urgent and there are many things which are important. कुछ तो चीजें ऐसी हैं जो अर्जेंट हैं और जो हमें आज ही करनी है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एक बिल पड़ा है पेंडिंग जो जिसकी आज लास्ट डेट है, अर्जेंसी तो क्रिएट हो गई. या बिल नहीं दिया, आज लास्ट डेट है, आज अगर आज भी ना दिया तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कनेक्शन काट दिए जाएंगे. दैट इज एन अर्जेंसी. इमरजेंसी. आप के दरवाजे पर नॉक हो रही, यू कैन नॉट इग्नोर इट. आप उठेंगे और दरवाजा तो खोलेंगे, ये भी अर्जेंट है. आपको टेलीफोन का बेल रिंग हो रही, कैन नॉट इग्नोर इट, यू हैव टू आंसर द कॉल. आपको मेल आई है, खोलेंगे आप उसको. तो ये सारी अर्जेंट चीजें, और कुछ चीजें हैं जो इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो हमें डिफ्रेंशिएट लाइफ में करना होता है अर्जेंट चीजों में और इंपॉर्टेंट चीजों में. होता इस तरह है कि हम अर्जेंट चीजों को तो रिस्पॉन्ड करते रहते हैं, टेलीफोन कॉल्स भी ले ली, जो नॉक हो रही है दरवाजों पर वो भी सुन ली, मेल्स भी खोल ली, जो काम आज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कट जाएगी आज बिल भी पे कर दिया, खुदा ना खास्ता कार ब्रेक डाउन हो गई वो भी ठीक कर दी, लेकिन जो इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं उन पे हम ध्यान नहीं देते। इंपॉर्टेंट क्या हो सकती हैं चीजें, क्योंकि मैंने एग्जांपल दी कार का ब्रेक डाउन होने की, तो अगर कार की कंटिन्यूसली मेंटेनेंस रिपेयर की जाती रही तो चांसेस कम हैं कि वो सडनली एक दिन ब्रेक डाउन सड़क पे हो जाएगी, एक्सीडेंट खुदा ना खास्ता एक और चीज। अपनी सेहत का कंटिन्यूसली ख्याल रखा जाए अगर थ्रू प्रॉपर डाइट एंड प्रॉपर एक्सरसाइज, तो चांसेस कम है कि सडनली हेल्थ ब्रेक डाउन हो जाए, चांसेस कम है, होने को तो हो सकती। तो वो जो इंपॉर्टेंट चीज फिर क्या हुई, एक्सरसाइज। इंपॉर्टेंट चीज फिर क्या हुई, कार की कंटिन्यूस मेंटेनेंस और कंटिन्यूस अपकीप। इंपॉर्टेंट चीज फिर क्या हुई, वो चीजें करना जिनसे फ्यूचर में फायदा होगा, रिलेशनशिप बिल्डिंग। और अगर हम अपना टाइम ज्यादा गॉसिप में, रिलैक्सेशन में और अर्जेंट चीजों को तय करने में ही गुजारते हैं तो फिर हम इंपॉर्टेंट चीजों को इग्नोर करते जाएंगे। जैसे जैसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें इग्नोर होंगी वो कल अर्जेंसीज या इमरजेंसीज बन के सामने आती जाएंगी। सो जितनी इंपॉर्टेंट चीजों को हम इग्नोर करेंगे वो कल इमरजेंसीज बन जाएंगी। तो उसका मतलब है कि हमारी जिंदगी में फिर हर वक्त इमरजेंसी और क्राइसिस रहेगा। हम कहेंगे हम बहुत बिजी, हमारे पास टाइम ही नहीं, लेकिन हम कर क्या रहे हैं, वी आर पुटिंग आउट फायर्स, हम आग बुझा रहे हैं जो कि हमने ही लगाई हुई। तो अब ये दिस इज व्हाट गिव्स अस स्ट्रेस। ये तो पॉसिबल नहीं है अगर हम इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें भी करते रहेंगे अपनी बॉडी के लिहाज से, अपनी रिलेशनशिप्स के लिहाज से, अपनी बिलोंगिंग्स के लिहाज से, तो फिर भी इमरजेंसीज तो आएंगी, लेकिन वो फिर 10 में से 8 दफा नहीं आएंगी, 10 में से 2 दफा आएंगी। तो 80% से अगर वो 20% पे हम अपनी इमरजेंसीज ले आते हैं, तो इमेजिन द 60% टाइम विच वी विल गेट एंड द 60% टाइम स्ट्रेस फ्री टाइम विच वी विल गेट। सो दैट इज द ओनली वे टू रिड्यूस स्ट्रेस। इसके अलावा कोई जादू, मशीन, मैजिक, देयर इज नथिंग which will reduce stress. People will, I know people come and they give talks and they give lecture कि हम stress दूर कर देते हैं. Nobody can reduce your stress. It is only you who can reduce your stress if you understand this, that I have to become proactive. तो स्टीफन कोवी की जो बुक है 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, उसको पढ़िए इस नजर से, बिकॉज उसमें ये कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ टाइम मैनेजमेंट इन द थर्ड हैबिट when he says फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट, वहां पर उन्होंने इस चीज को अच्छा डिस्क्राइब किया हुआ है, इजी लैंग्वेज में डिस्क्राइब किया हुआ है। मौका मिले तो जरूर इस किताब को पढ़िएगा टू अंडरस्टैंड स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट। अब अगर टॉप मैनेजर्स को ये एहसास ही नहीं दैट आवर सडन ड्रास्टिक डिसीजंस विल क्रिएट स्ट्रेस अमंग आवर एम्प्लॉइज, एंड वो जो ड्रास्टिक डिसीजन है वो हम इसलिए ले रहे हैं बिकॉज हमने कंटिन्यूसली चेंज को इग्नोर किया, हमने कंटिन्यूसली इंप्रूव नहीं किया, अब इमरजेंसी हो चुकी है, अब हमें कुछ ना कुछ करना पड़ेगा। नो, दैट विल क्रिएट स्ट्रेस फॉर द होल ऑफ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एंड स्ट्रेस इज एन एनिमी ऑफ मोटिवेशन। स्ट्रेस इज एन एनिमी ऑफ आवर बॉडी, इट गिव्स अस, एंड स्ट्रेस इज एन एनिमी ऑफ आवर साइकी, इट गिव्स अस many फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम्स। किस प्रॉब्लम का नाम हम लें जो स्ट्रेस से रिलेटेड है? इस्कीमिक हार्ट डिजीज, ये जो 4-5 मेजर फैक्टर्स हैं उनमें से वन ऑफ द मेजर फैक्टर विच कॉजेज हार्ट डिजीज एंड हाइपरटेंशन इज स्ट्रेस। पेप्टिक अल्सर्स, मेजर फैक्टर कॉजेशन स्ट्रेस। नींद ना आना, एंजाइटी, डिप्रेस हो जाना, मेजर कॉज स्ट्रेस। लगना कि मैं बीमार हूं, हाइपोकॉन्ड्रियासिस, कभी मुझे इधर दर्द होती है, कभी मुझे लगता है मुझे चक्कर आते हैं, कभी मुझे लगता है मैं चलता हूं तो गिर जाऊंगा, कॉज स्ट्रेस। थकावट रहती, फटीग रहता हूं, फ्रेश ही नहीं होते, सो के उठे तो लगता है अभी तो और सोना चाहिए, काम करने लगे तो थक जाते हैं, चलने फिरने लगे तो सांस फूल जाता है, वैसे देखने में ठीक ठाक। रीजन स्ट्रेस। रिलेशनशिप मेंटेन नहीं होते, लोगों से झगड़े हो जाते हैं, लड़ाइयाँ हो जाती हैं, इरिटेटेड रहता हूँ, रीजन स्ट्रेस। और बेतहाशा एग्जाम्पल्स. मेरे पास टाइम नहीं होगा, बट दिस स्ट्रेस एंड द प्रॉब्लम्स रिलेटेड विद स्ट्रेस विल नॉट एंड. सो इट इज अप टू इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे तो हमारे हाथ में है. हम अपनी जिंदगी में अगर प्रोएक्टिव हो जाएं तो हम स्ट्रेस को कम कर सकते हैं. खत्म तो नहीं कर सकते, कम कर सकते हैं. और कम करने से जो एक्स्ट्रा एडवांटेज हमें मिलेगा, दैट इज एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल. इसी तरह कंपनीज में अगर लीडर्स ये एहसास नहीं रखते कि हमारे ड्रास्टिक डिसीजंस स्ट्रेस क्रिएट कर देंगे, देन दे आर नॉट मोटिवेटिंग देयर एम्प्लॉइज. देयरफॉर leaders need to understand the notion of stress and how to reduce it, not only for them their own selves but for their employees. And needless to say that leaders who are good in handling and implementing change have to be excellent in communication, because they have to convey their visions, they have to convey their intuitions, they have to create future for people, they have to provide direction to them, they have to prepare them for continuous improvement, they have to motivate them for continuous improvement. Therefore, they need to be excellent in communication. And communication means not only their speaking power, but their ability to say big issues in small words, in simple words. Ability to understand, ability to take cues and signals from environment is also a part of communication. And then making sense of that information and presenting it to the employees demands the top managers to be excellent in communication. And also those leaders will succeed in implementing change, those who can build the organizational commitment through, जो हमने already बातें की भी हैं, इनको stages of change commitment process में अगर हम divide करें, which is the term which literature has used. So there are 3 stages of change commitment process. And the first stage is preparation, which we have already discussed, that unless until we prepare people for change through visionary leadership, through empowering leadership, unless until we prepare them for change, they will not be able to absorb and they will not be able to handle that change. और उसकी example मैंने आपको कंप्यूटराइजेशन वाले इशू में भी दी, उसकी एग्जाम्पल मैंने कई और जगहों पर भी दी कि अगर हम लोगों को शौक देंगे तो हम फिर लोगों को कमिटमेंट से दूर कर देंगे. देखिए, शौक लेना किसी को पसंद नहीं. सरप्राइजेस, शॉक्स नोबडी लाइक्स. मे बी देयर आर सम पीपल हु लाइक गुड सरप्राइजेस. कुछ लोगों को तो वो भी पसंद नहीं. वो कहते हैं हमें खुशखबरी भी सुनानी है तो प्लीज प्रिपेयर करें पहले. बट if you are telling them that we are making a major change in the way you work and that change is going to happen from tomorrow, then you are giving them a shock. Now, we should not expect from that lot of people that they will come tomorrow morning very motivated and full of energy and looking forward for what is that change, because they will come in the morning with a lot of fear, with a lot of anxiety, with a lot of stress. अब मेरी काम करने के तरीके में पता नहीं क्या चेंज आ गई, अब पता नहीं मेरी जॉब भी रहती है कि नहीं, अब पता नहीं मुझे किसी और डिपार्टमेंट में ट्रांसफर कर दिया जाए, वहां मेरा गुजारा होता है या नहीं. आई मीन दीज आर द स्ट्रेस विच पीपल विल फील. दीज आर द स्ट्रेस एंड दीज आर द मेंटल प्रोसेसेस जो उनके डिस्टर्ब होंगे. डिस्टर्ब मेंटेशन के साथ हाउ कैन वी एक्सपेक्ट देम टू परफॉर्म? एंड अ कंपनी विच इज स्ट्राइविंग फॉर making profit with a bunch of unmotivated people will not succeed in making profit. So पहला step तो stage of change commitment process की है preparation of people, and we have understood that. The second one is acceptance. Acceptance from the part of the people through understanding, and that understanding will not come to them automatically, obviously, unless until the top management has prepared them, unless until the top management has understood the value of continuous change and continuous improvement, unless until the top management has clearly communicated to them the benefits and the advantages of the change, unless and until the top management has clearly communicated to them the pitfalls or the problems which will come with this new change, and have also suggested for solutions, and have also involved them in invoking solutions, So that acceptance will occur if these things are taken care of. And then finally, the commitment for change will come once the process of change is installed and it is institutionalized. Installed means कि आपने implement कर दिया उसको और फिर आपने उसको पूरी इंस्टीट्यूशन के सिस्टम्स में, लोगों की वैल्यूज में शामिल कर दिया. तो ये 3 स्टेजेस से अगर पूरे का पूरा चेंज प्रोसेस गुजरेगा, then and only then a change will happen successfully. Any change, चाहे वो बहुत छोटी है, चाहे वो रेडिकल है, चाहे वो इंक्रीमेंटल है, चाहे वो रैपिड है, चाहे वो एक डिपार्टमेंट से रिलेटेड है, चाहे वो पूरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से रिलेटेड. और यही तरीका पर्सनल लाइफ में भी चेंज को हैंडल करने का है, बट पर्सनल लाइफ इज नॉट द टॉपिक ऑफ आवर कोर्स. नाउ why leaders need to overcome change barriers at individual and organizational level is a question which by now the students might have understood already. But just to quickly recap, there are factors which create change resistance. उसमें एक तो fear of losing the status quo है, because we are human beings and we love to work in status quo. रूटीन में जो हो रहा है वो होता जाएगा, वी विल फील कंफर्टेबल. मोस्ट ऑफ अस, आई एम नॉट सेइंग 100%, अगेन सोशल साइंसेज में 100% तो कुछ नहीं, बट मोस्टली मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द पीपल विल फील कंफर्टेबल इफ दे आर डूइंग द सेम थिंग, इफ देयर लाइफ इज रूटीनाइज्ड एंड दे, बिकॉज उसमें सिक्योरिटी, जहां पे वो सिक्योरिटी टूटने का रिस्क आएगा, वहां पर फियर ऑफ चेंज विल बिकम अ डोमिनेंट फोर्स. तो एक तो ये रीजन है कि लोग चेंज को रेसिस्ट क्यों करते हैं, बिकॉज दे डोंट नो व्हाट विल हैपन वंस द चेंज इज इंप्लीमेंटेड. अनसर्टेनिटी. और ये तो इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे हम इस पे बात कर चुके हैं. आज जो मैं आपसे अर्ज करना चाह रहा हूं, फैक्टर्स ऑफ चेंज रेजिस्टेंस, वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल लेवल की. ना ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल लेवल में यूजुअली चेंज रेजिस्टेंस इसलिए क्रिएट होती है, एक तो वही individuals are afraid of breaking status quo, so group status quo break होने का भी, departmental status quo break होने का खतरा भी होता है. So that is one thing. But mostly excessive focus is put on costs. कि अगर हमने ये चेंज किया तो फिर हमारी कॉस्ट बढ़ जाएगी, हम इन्वेस्टमेंट कहाँ से लाएंगे, हमारे कैश फ्लोज खराब हो जाएंगे. इन मेजर वजह जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल रेजिस्टेंस की चेंज प्रोसेस में है, दैट इज कॉस्ट. That fine, continuous improvement is a continuous commitment for continuously investing in improving the systems, in improving the people, in improving the environment, in improving the total quality of a company's performance. So वो continuous investment को, if that investment is treated as an operational expense, तो फिर problems create होना शुरू हो जाती हैं, because that continuous improvement expenditure is not an operational expense, it is a long-term investment. It is building an asset for the company, not an asset, but building many assets for the company. But because of the short-term focus of naturally, because financial managers are accountable, they have to, the financial statements need to be good, because वो stakeholders ने भी देखनी है, profitability की figures need to be good. So इन चीज़ों की वजह से obviously the focus of people working in the company and the shareholders might be on the cost, but the investment initiatives which are taken to inculcate the change process need to be taken as investments. जैसे क्वालिटी में है कि क्वालिटी कॉस्ट को क्वालिटी इन्वेस्टमेंट की तरीके से ट्रीट कीजिए. Then another reason why change process usually fail in organization is failure to perceive benefits, which can happen because of top management's inability to communicate the future, the vision, or their inability to carry on the process of continuous improvement. हो सकता है उसकी वजह से लोगों में benefits चेंज के बाद क्या होंगे, इनकी परसेप्शन वेरी करती हो सकता है किसी ग्रुप को उस चेंज के बेनिफिट का अंदाजा ही ना हो, किसी ग्रुप को उस चेंज के बेनिफिट से ज़्यादा उस चेंज से रिलेटेड जो प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट हो सकती हैं उन्होंने उन पे तो बहस की हो लेकिन किसी ने उनको बेनिफिट ना बताए हो. So these factors will also create problems because they will hinder the implementation of change. If people are not convinced why I should change the way I am working, then if they're not internally convinced, then they will not put their heart in it. And if they don't put their heart in their work, then the performance will be patchy. Another reason why organizational change endeavors fail is the lack of coordination and cooperation. Obviously, top management has to make sure that the continuous improvement process occurs across the organization. And if any change initiative is coming up, then it needs to be communicated across the organization, और उसके लिए जो program for implementing the change है, या program for preparing for change है, that needs to be coordinated among all the departments. चाहे वो एक ही department से ज़्यादा concerned हो, but it will have repercussions on other departments. Therefore, the need for cooperation and coordination is extensive. Cooperation especially because top management has to cooperate with the employees have to cooperate with the top management. एक team की तरह जब तक वो team spirit develop नहीं होगी, and we have already seen that in organic structures, the most important thing is that organic structures can create coordination. और spirit इसमें create करनी है top management ने, top management के through the cooperation between employees and the top management. Another thing why change does not really take place in organizations or really does not have its footing in the organization is the process or the concept of uncertainty avoidance. और ये वही है जिसके हम पहले जिक्र कर चुके हैं. फ्यूचर में अगर कोई अनसर्टन चीज होनी है, हमें तो वैसे तो सारे का सारा फ्यूचर ही अनसर्टन है, बट इफ कंटिन्यूअसली थिंग्स चेंज एंड वी आर नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दोज चेंजेस, देन वी विल हैव एन अनसर्टेनिटी अवॉइडेंस. फिर हम अनसर्टेनिटी को अवॉइड करना शुरू करते हैं, आंखें बंद कर लेंगे उधर से, डिनाई करना शुरू कर दें. दैट इज अ डेंजरस एटीट्यूड बिकॉज दैट विल अंडरमाइन एनी change initiative. And finally, as we have already mentioned at the individual level as well, that when people are confronted with a change initiative, they fear it because they don't know what will happen. There is a fear of loss as well. I might lose my job, I might lose my credibility. From organizational point of view, companies can think that we might lose profitability, we might lose market share, we are investing so much in this new machinery, or we are investing so much in our people जो कि हमारे competitors नहीं कर रहे. So in the short run there could be a fear of a short term loss. So all these factors put together can create a barrier or a blockade to change, and it can be broken. This barrier to change, this blockade to change can be broken by the leadership qualities and by the leadership skills which we mentioned in the beginning of this session. So, concluding this whole topic of change, the most important lesson which we have learned is that change is continuous. There is no way we can stop the process of change. Some changes are very drastic, but there is a continuous change process occurring in any material thing. And we need to, if we want to master the process of change, we need to control the continuous change through continuous improvement. And for major changes, well, then we need to understand the environment, we need to take signals from the environment, and if we are already through continuous improvement and continuous change, already we are change agents, and we understand that there is no way but to adapt ourselves, then we will, inshallah, also be able to face the drastic changes. With that, we finish with this session. See you next time. Khuda Hafiz.